Hello seniors, today is day 3 for economics. Our big question for today is how do we satisfy our economic wants? You can find the learning objective self-eval on page 27 of the unit packet. In our 3 objectives for today, we want to identify all of the factors of production. We want to use a production equation to show how we overcome scarcity. And then we're going to continue to use key terms. The standards that we're working with this unit, yesterday we defined scarcity, today we're working with the factors of production, and we're preparing for our assessment on Wednesday, February 6th. The key terms, again, these are listed on the first page of the unit packet. And again, follow along with your notes that you took and fill in some missing gaps, clarify your definitions as needed, and include some more examples because that's what we'll take a look at several of today. So how do we create those goods and services? The resources that are used to make all goods and services are the factors of production, and all factors of production are limited. Yesterday we said that resources are limited. Well, resources are actually the factors of production. And we have several specific factors of production. Your land is going to include those gifts of nature, anything that's not created by humans. Labor is going to include people, their time, and energy specifically. And then capital is going to include tools, equipment, factories. It's also going to include human capital, and we'll look at that in the next slide. And then there's somebody that takes all of these things and combines them together to create something new, and we call those entrepreneurs. So you could think of the owner of Tacos Pineda decided to take all of these different resources or factors of production and put them together to create the restaurant that we have. Capital, there's 2 specific types. Your physical capital, which includes those tools, machines, buildings, anything that is used to make something else that's physical. And so it could be a backhoe, it could be a pliers in the service of teaching, a computer, a mouse, desks and tables are oftentimes used. We contrast that with human capital, and human capital would be the knowledge and skills that people gain from education and experiences. And so you guys, when you're writing up your resume, you're going to be including all of the knowledge, the skills, the experiences that you have had that make you qualified for a particular job. And then you're going to give your labor, your time and your energy to that workplace. And so the big picture look at all of this is that all of our resources are limited, and those resources are the factors of production. And we use these things to make those things that we desire and that we want. Not necessarily need, but that we want. And so we'll look at an example here and have you identify the factors of production. So read the scenario and then identify the factors of production: land, labor, physical and human capital, and entrepreneurship. Maybe pause the video and do that exercise and then continue. All right, so you've had a chance to look at that example with the potatoes, and let's identify some of the factors of production. Here we have a production equation in which we're adding together all of these different factors of production to produce a good or a service. And the land would be the plot of land that the potatoes are grown in, the field, the water that's used, the salt that's used to flavor them. Labor would be the workers who grow and process, transport the potatoes, the people that are driving those machines, the fryers, the farmers, all would be labor. Human capital, think of specifically the knowledge and skills that these individuals have that they use in order to grow the potatoes or to cook the potatoes, to drive the truck. There's specific skills that are required for that. Physical capital would be all of these tools that are used, the farm equipment that's used to harvest, to cultivate, to transport the potatoes, as well as even a deep fryer that cooks the French fries. Entrepreneurship would be any company that makes French fries, and so it could be a place like McDonald's, or it could be something like this that you see in the store, the Ore-Ida potatoes that people can buy and just throw in the oven for a few minutes, and then they've got homemade French fries. So again, another way to look at this production equation would be like this, where we have all of these factors of production, all of these inputs. We put them into a factory, and it creates all of these things that we want, that we desire. And so this is the production equation. We did one more example in class. We went to this link, how it's made on YouTube. We watched a clip about toothpaste and identified all of the factors of production. And if you do that now, you can pause this video and then we'll look at the answers together. Okay, so maybe you've had a chance to watch that video on toothpaste and identified some of the factors of production. This is actually on page 8 in your unit packet. And some examples of the land would be any of those ingredients that are in the toothpaste, and even the location of the factory, the plot of land that the factory sits on. Labor would be the people and workers operating the equipment. It could be a chemist, could be a taste tester. Human capital would be the knowledge and skills of, for example, the chemists or the taste testers. Physical capital would be the machines, robots, computers that are used in the process of making the toothpaste. And entrepreneurship would be the companies that make toothpaste and label it. And so you could think of like Crest or Colgate. And the good or service, of course, is toothpaste. And so again, you can see all of these inputs to produce an output. The example on the bottom of page 8, you can do this one for extra credit. And a couple of examples of what that looked like when students did it for extra credit. Here's one on Twizzlers. Here's one on cosmetics. And here's one on frozen treats. So I'd encourage you to find one that video about a product that you're interested in, and then do something similar, identify the 5 factors of production for it. Your homework, chapter 2.4, pages 26 to 28. Stop on page 28. We'll focus on this only on Monday. As always, email me with any questions. Good luck.